Hey everybody, Rex Bear Leaf Project. How the heck are you? I used to be a conspiracy theorist, and now I'm a scientist, so you can just call me a conspiracy scientist. Oh yeah, do you like the headline? Scientists test orgone, pyramids, crystals against radiation. And that's what we're going to do. Behind me here, let me see if I can, oop, that's the wrong way. So you can see over there, I've got several contraptions set up. We've got a a Nick Edwards pyramid, the mothership pyramid. We've got the Akaida, AKAIDA.com pyramid. That's an orgone pyramid that I've got running at 528 hertz right now. And then I've also got a Patrick Flanagan biocosmic energy sensor type 3 in the apex. I just picked up a Himalayan salt lamp. You can see I've got that right there. We've got a 7.5 pound quartz crystal. I've got a pyramid I've actually got 5 pyramids that are from Egypt. One of those might actually be the materials from the Great Pyramid of Cheops. We've got it aligned true north. And what we're going to do today is we're going to test the radiation. You can see I've got the router inside of the pyramid right now. So I'm going to show you the radiation levels. I'm going to show you the electromagnetic frequency radiation levels. That's really going to be the biggest difference there. You're not going to see a difference in the Geiger counter reading based upon the router. You will with the EMF reader. So I'm going to share with you all of that here in just a moment. Pretty exciting, right? Pretty exciting. I call myself a conspiracy scientist. And on that note, man, this thing is so cool. I've got this GPS tracker, right? You got to get one. Portable GPS tracker. Go to trackathome.net, trackathome.net. Get one, get two, get three. You can put these things in your safe. If you can put it in your car, if you're worried about your car getting stolen. If you've got assets that you're maybe nervous about, if you're going on the road, going on a trip, even if it's insured, you can pick one of these things up, duct tape it to the back. It's pretty cool. Or let's say you've got family that's in a nursing home or a assisted living facility, or maybe they're not, and they drive a lot. Maybe they shouldn't be driving, but they've still got their license. One of these things, you can put it in their car and you can listen in if you need to, or you can say, hey, grandma, grandpa, pull over, I'll come pick you up. So it's pretty cool. Trackathome.net, trackathome.net. And yes, this is the original tinfoil cap. This is the prototype, and this is a very large biocosmic energy sensor that's over the third eye center right here. And just to prove that I am a scientist, I am wearing glasses that have no lenses and only have one side intact. So don't worry, I am a scientist, and I would like to thank you all so much for being here. It's just an amazing, amazing day today. Robert says, get on with it. Well, just because of that, Robert, I'm going to take even longer. And I'm just going to sit here for a minute. Okay, that was long enough. All right, now let's go ahead and I'm going to share with you. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. Oh my goodness. Is that a microscope? Oh my goodness, scientists have microscopes. Oh, well, you just look at it. It's a telescope. Astronomers have telescopes, right? All right, anyway. And we've got Enki. I want to thank Melvin McGee for painting this just gorgeous painting. Melvin McGee painted that of Enki for me. I thought that was just so proper to put back there in the background. All right, so here we go. You can see that we've got the frequency level right here. I think it's at 528 hertz, and that's connected to the orgone pyramid here. And it's got a radon coil in it. This thing is emitting all sorts of energy. I've got some water in here that I'm charging right now. We've got a 7.5 pound quartz crystal right here. And guess what? I'm not even wearing shoes. So no shoes, no service. Not if you're at home. All right, so this is the EMF detector right here. This is the EMF detector that I'm going to show you. And you can see it's picking up really high levels right now. The router's right there. And this is the Geiger counter. Geiger counter is showing 0.17 microsieverts per hour. Showing 0.17 microsieverts per hour. Now, all right, let me do this. You can see, clearly very high radiation levels right next to the router. I mean, Captain Obvious can tell you that. Anybody can tell you that. So we've got this thing right next to the router, and it's picking up, it was 166 microteslas per square meter or milliwatts per square meter, you're in the danger zone right there. You don't want to be that high, obviously. So you move it a little bit. It's still in the red zone. Here. Now we're moving back here a little bit, and you can see this. What is this showing at it? Hold on a second. I got to take off these fake glasses. I can't see as well with the fake glasses on. Milliwatts per square meter. Milliwatts per square meter. It's in the megahertz range, running around 23 megahertz. Yep, that's right. That's what the router's running at. And right now it's at 1. You know, it's in the warning level. It's not that bad. But you can see here, and I'm going to show you some different things here in a minute. So we're going to get it closer. Did I freeze this? Oh yeah, I froze it. Okay. One second. There we go. It was froze. So you can see right now, very high levels, right? You don't want to put this thing next to your bed and go to sleep with it at night. You're in the red zone. You can see right here the different levels. If it's over 0.5, let's go up to 180 milliwatts per square meter. You're in the danger zone. You put it on top here, you can see it's at 1451, 1355. You're way out there, right? So right now, even inside of this pyramid with crystals, with an orgone pyramid in the center, with orgonite, with different metals and elements, all sorts of good stuff in here. With all this stuff in here, it's not having really any effect on the radiation that's coming out of the router, is what I'm trying to show you. So let me also do this. I'm going to move this out. We'll move this out right now. You can see I've taken it out of the pyramid. Now let's put it, if anything, it looked like it was lower. Let's put it back in the pyramid now. All right. So look at that. Oh, you just look at it. They're chopping down trees for more antennas. Oh, yeah. So now I'll move this out. Wow, now it's 500, 480. Look at that. It's higher now than it was a minute ago inside the pyramid. What's going on? 409. You can see it's hit 1592 at one point. That was the max. So the phone's running off of the router. So I don't know how much additional radiation is coming off the phone because it's not using the cell phone service to transfer this signal. It's using the router that I've got hooked up here. So now let's move this back here. Look at that. It's going higher and higher. I mean, it's really not effective. Now let's try doing this. Let's move this kind of in the center here, and we'll see if it makes a difference. So as you can tell, I mean, it's still extremely high. It's extremely high. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this material right here, okay? This is the liners material that we use. We use two different fabrics for these liners that we put inside of the caps that are removable. One of these And I will tell you, if anybody's got one of these things, they're going to tell you how much they love them, and they'll also tell you that they weather, like the coloring. You don't even have to really do anything, and the coloring will change a little bit. That's not going to affect the quality of the shielding. And these are inside liners, so they're not. If you're wearing them inside of your hat, obviously no one's even going to be able to see the liner. It's not going to affect the shielding itself. So we use two different liners. And the reason we do that is this is going to shield the lower frequencies as well as the higher frequencies, and it will shield all the way up to 30 gigahertz. So the liners have two of these fabrics woven together, and then you can remove them from the caps. So I'm just going to kind of show you now. I'm going to put this over. We're going to walk over here. Let's take a look at the, what's the radiation showing, or the EMF level? Still showing at like 400, 600, 500. It's fluctuating quite a bit. Okay. Now look at it. We just look at it. So, as you can see, you definitely get a difference when you use the fabrics. And also this EMF detector is picking up some radiation from above, from the phone, as well as the computer. And it's dropped it substantially. It's even going down into the green zone. So, someone said, that shield is the devil's work. Well, the devil wants you healthy. So, I think it's pretty cool. I think that's pretty darn cool, just to put it into perspective. And we were sold out of the liners for a while. I finally got some more made from the UK, and they are in stock now. If you go to tinfoilcap.co, you can get the liners separately, or you can get the liners and caps. We're actually sold out of these MK2s. We're totally sold out of the MK2s. We've got some new models in stock, which are pretty cool. But let me talk to you about orgone energy and pyramids here for a minute. I want to talk about this because, see, like, look, if I put it right next to the phone, it goes higher because it's picking up radiation from the phone. You're right there, see? Bang! You move it away. Look at that. Huge difference. So you're still getting substantial radiation from the phone as well. You can see how it goes much higher when I'm right here. Now, I'm also live streaming this. So we're live streaming this. You put it right next to the phone, you're going to see much higher radiation levels. You scoot it back, goes away. Then we put it back on this bad boy. Look at that. We're in the green zone now, folks. Green and yellow zone versus bright red. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. They call me a conspiracy scientist because I'm a scientist of conspiracies. I'll either debunk them or we'll find out how legit these conspiracies are. I've had so many people get mad at me because I've debunked conspiracies. And it's not like I was trying to debunk it. I was just looking for the truth. You know, I mean, what's the truth? I've had plenty of my own truths that have been shattered, and it hurts. It hurts. But then you realize it's a part of the process and you grow from it. And then you're like, yeah, I feel better now. So do you want to know the truth, or do you want to live in fluffy world? Do you want to live in the land of the fluffers? It's totally up to you. I mean, some people are much happier living in the land of fluff. And, you know, hey, I get it. I get it. What was that guy's name in The Matrix? It was like, I want that steak. I know the steak isn't real, but I want it anyway. Give me the freaking steak. Well, hold on a second. All right. Let me flip this over here. Yeah, so who was the guy? Hold on, I gotta put on my science glasses. Here real quick. Let me put on my science glasses so I can just, because, you know, I'm a scientist. So I don't have a white coat yet. But I will get one. And I'll make sure to get something framed behind me that's, you know, something that looks like, oh man, look at that guy's degree. He went to school for 20 freaking years. Cheers to that. So, yeah, I mean, you've got options. You can live in the land of fluff. Like the guy on The Matrix that said, hey, plug me back into the machine. I know this steak isn't real, and I don't want to know the steak isn't real. So there you go. Now, let's talk about 5G for a minute. I want to talk about 5G. Now that I've showed you just what a single router can do as far as radiation levels, and it's microsieverts per square meter. It's microsieverts per square meter. Microsieverts per square meter. That's what the measurements are. Microsieverts. No. Dang it. I'm getting 5G. Milliwatts per square meter. I'm going to have to double M2. I want to make sure I give you the exact terms. So nobody says, Rex, no, it's milliwatts, not microwatts. It's either milliwatts or microwatts per square meter. And the testing that was done, I showed you the scale. When you're in the red zone, you're in the dangerous zone. Now let's talk for a moment about 5G and the rollout of 5G. China's going nuts with 5G. Huawei is dominating the market as we speak, releasing these technologies and equipment on 5G. Now, 5G most likely will be the future because there's so many different applications this 5G can do. Not only VR stuff, AI technologies, tracking technologies, virtually no lag time. You could be doing surgery from your home with a robot somewhere else on the other side of the world because there's virtually no lag time. So it's being boasted as this tool that's going to revolutionize the world, and it will revolutionize the world. And I want to thank you very much for hitting that super chat, Healing Tools. Now, I'm not for 5G because I see 5G as just being another way to, I'm not even going to get into that. We've talked about this before. The health implications I'm still nervous about. I don't want to be getting information from millimeter waves, even if it's only at 0.1 watt. I don't care how fast it is. I'm okay with driving to where I need to go. I don't need an autonomous system to drive me there. I don't need virtual reality to live my life right now. We're already in a VR system enough as it is. If you get into quantum physics, this is a virtual reality. It's real, but it's virtual at the same time. It's holographic in a sense. So do I need to plug into another machine? No, I don't. And I can see the economic implications. I can see the military implications, the control implications, the technological implications of 5G. It's fascinating. It's far out. It's amazing. I get it. But do we really want to use millimeter wave technology? And do we really want to have antennas popping up on every street and every city block in order to transfer this very high energy, this very high data packets in millimeter waves? They're going, I mean, that's running in the megahertz range right now. Do we really need stuff running in the gigahertz range? That's billions of hertz. Well, clearly the future is pointing towards an autonomous system, a future of robotic devices, machines that are connected to the cloud. I mean, it's difficult to go out and even buy software anymore. You've got to rent it. You've got to rent software now because they don't want you to own it. They want you to rent it from them. This new system, as amazing as it can be, and I do see these incredible opportunities, we also have to keep balance here, I feel. So why don't we obsolete 5G? Why don't we come up with a technology that doesn't use millimeter waves that are going wirelessly, that have to be set up on each street practically in some circumstances in order to send this data? Why don't we find a way to harness the data that's already there? I mean, they can store billions and billions, actually quadrillions of bytes of data currently in 1 gram of human DNA. Why don't we figure out a way to wirelessly transfer data without having to microwave things? I mean, it should be possible, right? What are your thoughts on that? Instead of fighting the system, instead of protesting the system, why don't we come out with something that'll be just completely dominant over this current network of millimeter wave antenna systems that are popping up in front of people's houses? You know, why do we need giant cell towers that are blasting crazy wattage in the megahertz range, these bands, these signals of EMF radiation frequencies, electromagnetic radiation frequencies? I don't know. Am I divagating here too much? What's going on? You know, education is so important, and the entire system that I see today publicly is it's an industrialized way to create this market of control slash, how do I put it? There's very few companies. Oh, someone just hit the live chat or the super chat. Hey, thank you very much for that. Yeah, Organite's awesome. I love Organite. No, hey, I want to make this very clear. Organite is off the hook. That pyramid, I sleep with that pyramid oftentimes behind my bed, and my dreams are off the hook. I usually have amazing dreams, but I notice enormous differences with that pyramid behind me. It is off the hook. The other night, I woke up, I counted 5 times total. Well, the 5th time I actually woke up. But I woke up in my dream over and over and over and over again. And I had that pyramid set at 170,388 hertz, which is 17.388 kilohertz. And that was way boosted up. I didn't even know how it got up that high. And I was hanging out with my grandparents that have passed to the next side. I was hanging out with them, and we were hanging out, and I'm like, wait a second, you guys aren't here anymore. You guys are in the physical form. I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming. Then I woke up, and I'm like, oh, hey, man, I'm still dreaming. And I did it again and again and again. And somebody said, Rex, that sounds like you're exaggerating. You can't do it that many times. That is totally not true. There was one time that I had a dream that I woke up. I lost track how many times I woke up in the dream, and I kept waking up over and over and over and over again. And there was these like bug-like aliens chasing after us. I'm with my family, and we're hiding out, going through different places. But I remember I was sleeping in this. We were in this big city. I was sleeping with my family in this hotel, and it was kind of like it wasn't really the best part of town. We drove a long time to get there. Oh man, I'm getting freaked out thinking about this. We get there, and then I'm looking out the window, and all this crazy stuff's out the window. All these, you can see these things flying out. I'm like, no man, those aren't ours. And all these different UFOs are coming out, these different craft, and they're just huge. I mean, it was like a combination of Cloverfield and I guess Independence Day, but no, more like It was very Cloverfield-like. But these things were just so surreal. And wow, man. Yeah, I would love to have some Organite. Thank you. leakproject@gmail.com. Thank you so much for the super chat. But I was looking out the window, and these things started making these streaks, and it was almost like these things were creating this like energy field so people couldn't leave. And I'm like, oh man, we're in big trouble. I was like, this is it. This is it. And so, get my family, we get out of there, and we get in the car, we take off, and then I wake up again. And then I wake up in the same room, and then I get up on the roof with my family, and then I realize the dream. I wake up again, and then I kept waking up and waking up in like the same building, and they were like spraying this stuff on the outside. It was like electronic interference or something. But then the last I remember the dream, we were in like, okay, so the cities had been basically abandoned. There weren't very many people left. So we were hanging out in one of the houses that had been abandoned in the suburbs, but we're just kind of on the outskirts of a big city, and there's a lot of industrial stuff connected to it as well. And we were in there, and I just remember these crawly bug things, these big giant crawly bug alien things. They were just coming after us, and they were like, like big giant arachnids and stuff like that. And anyway, so I don't know how many times I woke up in that dream, but it was way more. It was way more than 5 times because I just kept waking up in the same place. So I just wanted to confirm that you can wake up more than 3 times in your dream. Now, let's talk about the Orgone pyramids too again for a minute, because if you have pets, another example, if you've got pets, you can do this for yourself. You can even build a pyramid with cardboard, build it to Cheops specifications, look up Cheops specifications, align it magnetic north or true north, and put it over your bed, put it next to your bed. You'll notice your pets, if you got pets, they'll start sleeping next to it. They love it. My dog Luna absolutely loves that thing. At nighttime, she'll go right up to it, up to the bed and sleep. She sleeps on the floor, but she just absolutely loves that thing. And there's a lot of reports of burn victims having great results being in these wards that were built, that had pyramids built into these wards and such. And also I did tests with razor blades, and I would get a month out of a razor blade versus a week. Your food, you can see I've got some water. I don't know if you can see that. Let me show you. Oops, wrong way. So I've got some water in there right now that I'm charging for a bit. I've got water charging. And what's interesting is I've got that router in there, so I should probably pull that router out, even though most of the radiation is being blocked. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this setup right here, because not only are pyramids powerful and incredible for certain physical properties, many people believe, including myself, and there's been a lot of tests that can validate that, but also spiritual and higher beliefs. So, for example, when you see certain relics in the pyramid, it isn't necessarily because I think it's going to make a physical impact overnight. Like you'll see some Bitcoin, you'll see a Bitcoin in there, a Litecoin, an Ethereum coin in there. You'll see different silver coins. I've got the Trump coin in there, TrumpCoin2020.com. Use code Leap Project. You get $5 off. Those are limited. Those are silver. They're controversial, obviously, and they're cool. I've got a 7.5 pound quartz crystal, which I do feel makes a difference in the energy field as well. But I don't know how you could measure that. I just picked up it's a Himalayan lamp, which is really cool. It was at Walmart for $17, so I picked that up. But some of the stuff in here is just for like spiritual, mental. Hey, everybody. I don't know what happened. That was weird, right? I was getting into the pyramid power and the energy matrix, the vortexes, and then all of a sudden the gremlins came out and they started eating bandwidth. Whoo-wee! The energy is off the hook. The energy is absolutely amazing. I've noticed substantial differences when even there was the other night when I left this pyramid on down here all night. I didn't take it upstairs. I just kept it on. The dreams were fascinating, and this is my bed's right above this. So I definitely feel that our ancestors knew something when they were building these giant pyramids to certain specifications that align to particular star patterns and constellations, like Orion's Belt as an example. And I wish this thing would quit. Damn it. Things acting ridiculous. So frequencies. So that's what I love about that one. And I've changed the frequency down to 4 hertz, and I've changed it well up into the 100,000 plus hertz range also, which would be in the 10 kilohertz. Like that one time I told you, 130,000 was it 170,388. So that was 17 kilohertz. Pretty powerful stuff. Water, pets, food, razor blades. I'm going to pick up a couple plants, and we're going to do some other tests here. I'm going to put a plant inside of the pyramid. I'm going to put a plant next to the pyramid. We're going to see how the plants grow over the next 30 days. I'm going to get an experiment with a couple razor blades. I'm going to pick up 2 different razor blades, and I'll shave daily. With one blade, I'll keep under the pyramid. The other one, I'll keep next to it. We'll see the difference there. I've got the microscope, so we can also test the razor blade under the microscope to see if there's a difference with the actual blade itself when you zoom in. I think that'll be neat to see. What else? What else do I got to share with you amazing, beautiful people? What else? Yes. What if water combined with elements and certain physical properties such as pyramids, then based upon where they're connected on the planet, if they're connected to any ley lines specifically, and the energy that it picks up from our sun, our planets, the moon, as well as other stars, other suns as well. What if we could find a way, like our ancestors did, to harness that energy? I wish this phone would quit doing that. This phone is supposed to be like top of the line camera, and it can't keep a focus. Create actual energy, substantial energy you could drive your car with, that you could power your house, your air conditioning, your heat, that you could turn your fridge on with. The future of energy will be these power banks. So you can have this power bank that can store a week's worth of energy for an average family of 4. That's going to be the future of energy. Now, the question is, how are these energy boxes going to pick up the energy? Is it going to take energy from the sun and then amplify it somehow, magnify it by 1,000 because solar panels are great, but they're still kind of inefficient. There's this one new solar device I saw that actually rotates as it's picking up the sun, so it allows it to pick up more energy. But I would just think that even with the cars that we have now, couldn't you put wind turbines in the wheels, and then on top of the car, then you could have full solar panels on top, and then you could set it up, and then all that energy could go into these power banks and these batteries. But so maybe these micro communities that we've talked about, the micro communities that we envision in the future, in the very near future, being a huge change of benefit for the world, these micro communities, these scientific communities where people can really start building and creating and tinkering with different inventions, and maybe we could come up with some solutions to these problems that we're facing today instead of having to rely on the MFers to give us a solution that they profit off of, as people oftentimes have to go through certain trials and tribulations. Man, I have a dream, ladies and gentlemen. I have a dream, and it's flowing right now, and the pyramid behind me is just making it shake. It's making it shake. Look at that. Hope to see you at LeadCon. LeadCon's coming up soon. LeadCon, May 18th and 19th. It's going to be at the Marriott Tech Center in Denver. We're going to have some of the most amazing minds on the planet there. Make sure to be there. If you can't make it, we will have a live stream available. And also, we're going to talk about solutions there. So we're going to come up with solutions at the event. There you go. That's it right there. Brady Shalley's going to be there. Brady paints most of the work that you see behind me. Melvin McGee is the gentleman that painted that just awesome Enki painting. And then, man, wouldn't it be cool if we get Steve Jackson at the event? Steve Jackson, the guy that helped design the Illuminati card game that came out in '94 that predicted, or seemed to predict. It certainly has a lot of cards that eerily represent unfortunate events that have taken place. So be there. You're going to love it. It's going to be off the hook. It's going to be amazing. Shit. I just knocked something over, but that's okay because my pyramid protected it. Hit the subscribe button. Be